Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I realize it has been quite a while since I've done a video, but I've been going to all these craft retreats and having fun. So I'm going to show you what I'm working on today. I am doing a photo book. This is 8 by 8 pages that I have put together, and I'm going to decorate this page with you today, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to make these little heart cards that flip out or open up. So I just drew a heart. I drew this little pattern. You know how you fold it in half and make a little heart. So I just drew this pattern, and I'm cutting it out of my brown cardstock, because all the pages in this particular album have a dark brown base instead of black. I've done some in black, but this one's in brown. Okay, so it's going to be a heart like that, and it's going to have one little flat side because it's going to open like that. So I want 2 of these to go on this page. Okay, so there's 2. I like decorative elements on my photo books, and I like pages that move and flip and do things. So one side is going to be glued down to the base of the page, and it's going to close like that. So I need to mat this side, and this side. And I can mat them for either journaling or for photos. So I'm going to find a paper to put on that. These are some scraps that I've got from some of the other pages, and I think they'll be just fine. So I'm going to use the back side of it, and I'm going to use this as my template. So I'm going to just kind of draw around this, but then when I cut it out, I want to cut it smaller than this is, because this is a mat. So I want to cut this page a little bit, like a 1/8 of an inch smaller than this. So when I cut these out, I'm just going to cut them smaller like that. Okay, so what I have done, I've just drawn the one, and I've cut the other 2 because it is a directional piece of paper, and I want all the little envelopes going in the right orientation. So I cut 3 at a time. And what I like to do when I'm cutting multiple layers, I just take some kind of a little binder clip, and that holds these 3 together. Then I can cut them all at one time. Okay, there we go. Now I've got 3, and look what I did. I put the flat side on that side, and it was supposed to be on this side. So I'm going to have to cut some more, because see, I want this to go here, but that flat side was supposed to be over here. So let me cut 3 more. Okay, now I have got 6 pieces cut out, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue. The glue that I'm using here is Fabrifix, but you can use any glue you want to. And let's just see if we can position that on there, about like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue a piece here, I'm going to put a piece here, and I'll put a piece here, and then we're going to attach it to our book. So I'm not putting a real heavy layer of glue. I'm doing it kind of light, and I like to use a glue that gives you a few minutes to slide it into place. As you can see, it's not going to be exact, but that's okay. I won't worry too much about it. But yeah, if you use tape or something like that, you don't have much wiggle room. We don't have any wiggle room usually in tape. So I just use a glue that just gives me a minute or 2 instead of my art glitter glue, because that stuff dries almost immediately. Okay, so here's one little heart booklet, and it's going to be glued down right here. Now I'm going to put this other one together. Okay, so now our 2 booklets are put together, and if you have a paper punch to punch these large hearts, it would be a lot more accurate. Mine is not perfect by no means. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue about halfway down the side to the bottom, and about halfway, and I'm going to leave this open to create a little pocket. so we can stick a little tag or something up there in that pocket. All right, so we'll put that one there, and we'll do the same thing here, just leaving the top edge open. And I'm going to put it about how far down I'm here, you know, about a ½ inch maybe. I'm going to try to go about a ½ inch here too, just to make them fairly even. Try to get it straight if I can. Now, you can leave these like this, you know, add photos and journaling. That one even has a place you could do some journaling if you wanted to. Or you can also create a closure for them if you want some kind of a closure on there. Now, this page is a page that I've done already. It's not finished, but what I did on this page is I made this little booklet, and it has a swing tab. And I'm telling you that because you could do another swing tab here and here to hold these down, although this one really looks like it's going to stay down really good. But once you get photos in there, it's going to be a little thicker. Okay, so the swing tab, it just swings out like that, and then you can get to the little booklet that I made, and it's just a little, it's just got these 4 pages in there, and I've got it attached on twine, so I could actually remove the whole thing and write in it if I wanted to, and then put it back in. And I've glued the twine down with little circles. I don't know if you can see those. They're almost like little hinges. Uh-oh, I covered it up. Right there, I've got a little circle there and right there that's holding that twine down. And so I just had made this swing tab. Now, this swing tab is made with 4 pieces, but you don't have to use 4. And I'm fixing to show you how to do those. Over here, I put a waterfall, and I used a ribbon to hold the waterfall closed, because you don't want your waterfall to get messed up when your album is being opened and closed. So you just pull this ribbon out of the, it's got a little eyelet, so you just pull it out of the eyelet, and then you can get to all your waterfall pages like that. And then when you get ready to close it, you're going to take this ribbon, just make sure you have a good point on the end of it so you can get it through that. And I did a larger eyelet, and I glued this ribbon right here to that first page so that the ribbon doesn't get lost when people are looking at the album. You know, I don't want the ribbon to get misplaced. And then you just tie it back and make a cute little bow there. Okay, so let's talk about swing tabs. Now, I think I have a whole tutorial on swing tabs in my channel, and if I don't forget, I'm going to link it below. But I'm going to show you how I made this one, where it has a brad, but the brad doesn't come through on the back side of the page. That's what this little piece here is for. That keeps the brad inside here and doesn't allow it to have to go all the way through the back. All right, so let's make some swing tabs. This is a little box of swing tabs that I've made. I have paper buttons and swing tabs in here, and I've got it in my little organizer, so when I need one, I can just pull it out. Now, you can get these metal ones if you can find them. I don't know where I got these from, but they're real tiny, and they're little metal, made to be little swing tabs to hold things closed. But for this page here, we'll just find something about like this. Now, this is like a 1-inch circle, and I put some embossing powder, and I used a heat tool, and I heat embossed that. So it has a little bit of a shiny and hard. It has a little plasticky coating on the top, which is good for swing tabs because they kind of take a lot of abuse. You know, we want them to be good and strong. There's another one. I added some glitter and stuff on it, which I don't think you can see that on the camera, but it does. It's got some pretty glitter on it. So we could actually use those two right there. Now, if you don't have embossing powder, you can just do regular cardstock. This one I put through an embossing folder, so it has a little swirl, a little design, but you don't even have to do that. But you could take 2 pieces of cardstock, say like this, and glue them together, and that would be strong enough by itself to make a swing tab. All right, so I think we're going to use these two. I can use another little piece on the inside, like this one has this little flower. You know, I did a large one, a smaller one, and a smaller, and the flower, but you don't have to. It can just be the one piece. We can make that a swing tab right there. So we might just make a simple one, okay? So what you're going to need to do, you're going to take your hole punch, and I use the 1/8 inch hole punch, and you're going to punch a hole off to one side. So not in the middle, off to one side. And this one, okay. And with this embossing stuff on here, you don't have to put an eyelet necessarily, because these are pretty hard and they're gonna hold up to the abuse. All right, now you need 2 extra little circles and in the same size, and it can be anything you want it to be, but I'm looking, I've got this and I've got this. All right, so both of these have been through an embossing folder, and they're kind of cute. They're pretty paper with a little swirl on it. All right, so what we're going to do, we are going to put this, we've got to match up the holes. So where you punched a hole in that one, it is right where that little gold dot is right there. I don't know if you can see that little gold dot, but I can. All right, so we want to match up these 2 holes so you can actually punch them at the same time if you're smart. Okay, so those 2 holes are matching up. All right, I want this one on the top. Yeah, so yeah, if you're smart, like when I punched this hole, I should have went ahead and punched the bottom one at the same time, and then you know they're going to match up. So I'm just making a little pencil dot in there so I can see it, and I'm going to punch that. Okay, and then this one glues down, and I want the plastic one on top. Okay, so let's choose a brad, and since I'm using a lot of dark brown stuff, I'm going to stay with my dark brown. So we're going to take the brad through the first piece and through the second piece. All right, so the brad went through both pieces. We're going to open it in the back and make sure it doesn't stick out. So turn it sideways where it don't really stick out. Okay, then you're going to glue the bottom piece down, but not the top piece. The top piece needs to swing. It needs to turn. Okay, so let's take one more brad and let's go through the top piece, through the bottom piece, and open it up. Swing tabs are so much fun for junk journals, photo books, all of that. They are a lot of fun. All right, now, so we're going to take our glue. Like I said, we are going to glue the bottom piece only, and we're going to make sure we don't glue it on top of this. Okay, we need this to be about right. You can put it really, let me think about it. I got to make it go this way. Okay, almost did it wrong. See where my brad is? You want that brad next to the door. If your brad's over here, then you're going to swing this way and it's not doing you any good. You put the brad here, then when you close it, ta-da, there's your swing tab holding things closed and a pretty little something something underneath it. All right, did that make sense? We'll go ahead and do this one. So we're going to glue this one down, and we are really don't have much room over here. This one's going to have to go down here because I don't have any room. You know, I don't want to run off the edge of my page there. All right, so make sure that's glued down real good. And then you've got 2 little heart doors with swing tabs to hold them closed so they don't get messed up. I didn't let that one dry good. I need to let it dry before I mess with it. There we go. All right, now, so you just open your little tab and you can get into your little heart booklet. And then you close it back and you are done. Let's let this one dry. Okay, open that one up. There's your little heart booklet. Close it. Close your swing tab, and that holds it down. And what I'm doing right here, I'm kind of pushing that brad flatter in the back, because the flatter it is, the stronger that's going to be. See, now that's pretty strong. You don't want that so loose that it just falls off. That one's still looking a little loose, so I'm just going to tighten it up a little. Okay, now we're ready to embellish, so we can add lace or anything else we want to on this page. But that makes a cute little embellishment. I hope you'll give it a try, and stay tuned for the rest of this album, because I'm going to be going through each page one by one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.